got the crazy eyes, and her hair is all disheveled. She's got a lot of acne and scars on her face.
But you could see she could be
Oh, yeah.
a really good-looking woman. Just,
She also worked as a yoga teacher and described herself as a shaman. Yeah, there's that word again. Remember we learned that from the January 6th insurrection.
the guy who wore the horns and the fur.
These are people that they claim to have a direct connection with the world's good and evil spirits.
Yeah.
Now, she does have a past criminal record, stuff like trespassing and nothing real serious, but this one is off the charts.
I think it's just a
Well, yeah, they found amongst her property a cigarette lighter, CO2 cartridges, and an item containing a green leafy substance. See, there's the smoking light.
probably smoking pot to try to calm the voices.
Yes, she apparently has some mental health troubles.
Well, yeah, if you find any sturdy old woman by herself wandering around the woods, and she's got a whole bunch of degrees.
But she wants to study forestry. That's her calling.
Yeah, I'm sure she does, but then the brain broke down. She's pretty close to being one of these homeless people screaming at you from a tent.
Yeah, there's a picture of her on her graduation day from Caltech in 2012.
But
She does look very nice there in her outfit, smiling.
yeah, but her fire has burned down 41 homes. And there's over 2,000 others that are being threatened.
There's other fires too.
Yeah. So she needs to be permanently in a mental
With an
hospital.
estimated 76-mile range, you'll be able to commute to your work and take a side trip before recharging the batteries.
She previously worked as a yoga teacher, certified scuba dive master, piano teacher, and science camp counselor. Only at age 30, she's only wandering around.
But she has a lot of talent.
Once
Yeah,
inside,
she's
the attention
got,
to safety and security is
She either
obvious.
has or is working
A
on
hatchback with
several
folding rear
degrees,
seats means that
and
even large items can be
inside,
loaded with
and
ease.
she didn't play the piano well enough to
Ford paid
teach it.
particular attention
I
to
mean,
efficiency and
she's
practicality
probably
with the following
extraordinarily
features.
intelligent,
One-touch
and
window
often those
functionality,
people,
remote keyless entry,
you don't get
and
everything
much
right.
more.
Sometimes you're so smart, your brain gets warped,
Efficiency and comfort
and
go
end up
hand
with
in
some
hand.
debilitating
Focus
mental illness.
Electric with standard
And
heated
it's
front
turned
seating
into
and automatic electric
this
dual zone climate
compulsion
control.
set fire.
Storage solutions
Looks
are
like
integrated
this
throughout
month
the
earlier
interior,
they pulled her
demonstrating
over on the
thoughtful attention
I-5.
to detail.
The booked her, this is in Kahama County, on driving under the influence of alcohol and drugs and obstructing and resisting arrest. And supposedly, a week later, she was arrested in Oregon for criminal trespass. But now, here she is, near the end of September. She's ending up in Shasta County, and she's wandering around in the woods fighting fires.
Just look at her in court when they were attorney. Her eyes are bugging out
The
so badly.
2014 Ford
Yeah, I
Focus
know.
Electric.
And she looks like she's been hooked up to
The
an
design of
electrical
this
shock.
vehicle clearly emphasizes
That's the way
dynamic
her,
style and agility.
Her eyes are bulging.
Well, I mean, let's examine her story. She comes upon a puddle, determines it's bear urine, and decides to try to, I guess, disinfect it by with a flame, by burning it. Like boiling water,
Yeah.
you know.
And she's going for doctorate in New York State.
Now, one of the basic things you do when you go hiking is take your own water. But, you know,
Well, yeah, I mean, you suffer with severe mental illness.
I don't see any mention of her family or any comments by her family members in any of these stories I'm looking at about her. But I'm sure there'll be a mental health claim in court. Because this is serious charges. He could be in prison for a significant amount of time for being a fire starter.
I imagine the judge is going to put her under a mental health evaluation, and they're going to find that she's got something really
Discerning
obvious
drivers
and
will
terrible for
appreciate
the
the
story.
2014 Ford Focus ST,
It can't be anything else.
representing the optimal blend of
Yeah,
tarmac tearing
the
performance
Shasta County
and silky
DA
smooth highway
said
refinement.
that Supernova had contacted law enforcement in connection to Archie and Wright County and other counties as well. It did not elaborate. The one special said that's what arsonists do. They don't just set one fire, they like to set several.
It's performance. That's all they think about. And they get some kind of pleasure
Ford perfected
when they
each
watch the
and
fire
every
go up, and then
component on the
after
exterior
that pleasure
surface.
subsides,
Alloy
the
wheels
urge
sit
to
inside the
start another
fender.
fire begins to build. It's the same thing in people who are serial rapists, serial killers. that they can't get the thought out of their head. And it creates an enormous amount of tension inside their brains, and the only way to release the tension is to commit the act. And it starts the cycle.
All right, we got more coming up.
There's no cure. Johnny Kang, KFI Gabber Mark has news.
The price of gas in LA County has hit a new high for the year. The average for a gallon of self-serve regular is now $4.41. A Kaiser Permanente study says kids in California, especially those between 5 and 11, have gained an average of 5 pounds during the COVID-19 pandemic. Qatar Airways says it lost more than $4 billion over the last year. The early days of the pandemic majorly affected demand for air travel. We'll go to the 605 and we will check in with the KFI in the sky next.
Termites love California, and there are two kinds of termite seasons here. One, well, it's here all year long, and two, it's really termite season, and that's what's going on right now. If you see those little bugs flying around or what looks like small pieces of sawdust on the floor, termites. And I'm going to suggest you call Pacific Coast Termite for a free home inspection. Now, certain restrictions apply. When you use Pacific Coast Termite, no tenting, no double bagging your food, no pet fitting. I've tented before. It is a nightmare. You do not want to go there. You can actually be home while Pacific Coast Termite does its work. Try doing that with a tent over your house. Mention KFI, get 10% off termite treatments, 2-year guarantee on their work. Call 800-PACIFIC, 800-PACIFIC. Visit PacificCoastTermite.com.
Pacific Coast Termite, kills termites.
The clean, friendly ways.
Special event ticket packages combine the excitement of Dodger baseball with unique items. Purchase a special event ticket package for Korean Heritage Night on Wednesday, September 29th, and receive a special Korean Heritage Night cap. Visit Dodgers.com/ticket pack.
Southland weather from KFI. Sunny tomorrow with highs in the low 70s to around 80. This report brought to you by the Dodgers. It's slow on the 605 in Irwindale.
It's left over from an earlier stall. 605 northbound at the 210. All the lanes are clear. It's still pretty slow as you approach that connector, so just be ready for that. KFI in the Sky, sponsored by Injury Attorney, Superwoman, Superlawyer.com. Mike O'Brien looking at things in Encino.
Yeah, a big mess there for the 101 southbound, right at the 405. They're clearing out of the right lane on that accident. Very, very tough now back to Topanga Canyon, even catching some normal stuff back out of Calabasas. The good news is, beyond this, it's not too bad until you're into Hollywood, and of course, it's going to load up there just about Sunset Boulevard. Sunset Boulevard is downtown LA. It's going to be a tough trip. What's outside of the 101 on the brakes there from Hollywood Boulevard up through Universal City. And it looks like the southbound side of the 57 recovering from earlier problems at the Orange Crush. Still a little tight there from Lincoln. Injured in an accident? Visit Superwoman, Superlawyer.com. Mike O'Brien, KFI on the Sky.
And don't forget Long Beach Shoreline Drive, still closed both directions where the Grand Prix was. They have a lot of stuff to take down, so that'll be the case for a while. KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Will Colschreiber.
This report is sponsored by Anthem Blue Cross.
Anthem Blue Cross and Heart of America are helping schools across the country increase their access to healthy food. Learn more at anthem.com/TA/bars. Anthem Blue Cross is the trading of Blue Cross of California.
Delivering
Your
style,
house,
power,
moving,
single
downsizing, you have financial issues, maybe you've inherited. So you list it with a broker, and that means hours of cleaning and paving and repairing and paying big fees. So let me give you another way of doing it. You get a fair price without any of that. Buyer never walks through your house. There's never an appraisal, no commission,
Treat yourself
and
to
you
a
get
test
paid
drive.
in cash within 10 days or less if you need it. That's directbuyers.com. That's the company that Janet and Matt, brother and sister, own, and I love the way they do business. They'll never lowball you. They're just honest folks. And let me tell you, a lot of schmucks in this industry, and that's not what they
Sensibility
are.
and practical.
They'll give you an honest, no-obligation offer and even offer a $15,000 cash advance before closing. Go to directbuyers.com. That's directbuyers.com. Call 844-242-SELL. 844-242-SELL. directbuyers.com.
Social Security was never meant to be your main source of income in your retirement. It's only a supplement to your other savings, pensions, and 401ks. But where does Social Security fit into your retirement income strategy? How can you best maximize it? Should you hold off on collecting it because of tax implications? Call 833-PLAN-ESE right now. Get the answers from Edelman Financial Engine with a free Social Security and retirement review. This is not a filing strategy, but a deeper look at your future retirement income. A fiduciary financial planner will review your portfolio to help make sure it's not too risky. Then they'll create your very own personal financial plan with a Social Security analysis to help you reach your goals. The plan is worth $800, but it's free if you call now. Call 833-PLAN-EFE by tonight at 10 p.m. That's 833-PLAN-EFE, or visit EdelmanFinancialEngines.com. Build more security into your future.
Hey, it's Dean Sharp. What comes to mind when you think of home? Hopefully it's a safe place that protects and takes care of you. And the same should be true about the water in your home. With a Light Source whole house water system, every faucet in your house becomes a convenient and safe place to enjoy filtered, delicious water. Light Source is maintenance-free. You can say goodbye to salt bags, filter changes, monthly exchange tanks. If you're tired of dealing with hard water problems, Light Source can reduce them. Light Source gets rid of the odor and taste of chlorine without using salt or chemical. And without the drying effect of chlorine, you'll notice softer skin and hair with every bath and shower. With Light Source water, you buy a customized solution direct from the factory with installation and support. The factory has served Southern California for over 37 years, and everything is U.S. made. Call Light Source today for full service and full confidence in your water. Call 800-334-5009, 800-334-5009, or visit lightsourcewater.com. Light Source Water. Taste and feel the difference.
Hi, Sharon Andrews here for my friends at Cuddly. Each year, 6.5 million animals enter rescue centers looking for a second chance at life. The community on Cuddly helps these underdogs win. Cuddly champions animal rescues and makes it easy for you to donate essential items like food, toys, medication, and even surgery to the animal of your choice. Log on to Cuddly.com and learn how you can save a furry friend today.
Especially at night.
I wouldn't call myself a know-it-all, but I would say that I call myself a nerd-it-all because I want to know everything that's out there. And so, unfortunately, if I know it, I think you need to know it. And so then you're my captive audience for an hour.
Wake Up Call, mornings at 5 on KFI.
Johnny Ken Show, John Cobell and Ken Shampoo, KFI, AM 640 live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app.
New York Post is just running a story that Chris Cuomo's female executive producer begged to leave the show and felt threatened by him.
He's a goon. He's a rather a goon. And they've
Why do
been...
you have to beg to leave the show? Can't you just quit? Or Melanie Buck was the executive producer of Cuomo Primetime from April 2019, but was suddenly replaced by somebody else in March of 2020.
Well, I guess she didn't want to quit CNN, so she wanted to be transferred to another show.
Oh, to another job,
Yeah.
Yeah, she went to CNN boss Jeff Zucker and asked to be taken off Cuomo's show and moved to another department, which he agreed to.
Mercedes-Benz
So
SL
what
class.
was it a sexual threat, or
Loaded with
was
technology.
he crazy throwing things, or...
Yeah, I don't think it was sexual, I think it was more
continues to
a career.
represent the benchmark luxury roadster.
Yeah.
This two-door
I kind of get his appeal, because the few times I saw him early on, he was just another just diarrhea.
Mercedes-Benz made sure to
Just
keep
babba,
road
babba,
handling
babba.
and sportiness at the top
I
of its priority
didn't
list.
get, but again, if
Confidence
he's
and poise
preaching
are
whatever
expressed
progressive
throughout the
gospel,
exterior.
his lunatics want to hear, then it kind of doesn't
Confident
matter if
footprint is
he's
created
any
via the
good
18
at it. They just want their beliefs confirmed.
This story popped up over the weekend, and it sure looks like the Taliban is back as it once was in Afghanistan. They hang a dead body from a crane and parked it in the city square.
Is that right?
They did. They wanted to signal that they've returned some of their punishment techniques of the past and their messages to the people about crime.
Right. The message is everybody obey, or you're going to hang from a crane.
Yeah, I mean, there's a picture here of these guys looking up to the sky. I don't know whether or not it's a real picture of them looking up at the dead body. I would assume it is. Taliban officials initially brought 4 bodies to the central square. This is in the western city of Herat. They moved 3 of them to other parts of the city for public display. They announced the 4 were taking part in a kidnapping. Well, you talk about quick justice. They were arrested just earlier Saturday. They were killed by police and then their bodies were displayed. The Taliban said they rescued a father and son who were abducted by 4 kidnappers After an exchange of gunfire.
No Scott Peterson appealing for 17 years.
No, you talk about instant justice.
You get assigned a frame.
Apparently people sit around and some people can't it.
Here's a body of heaven. Here's a great line here. Everyone's been watching to see whether they will recreate their harsh rule of the late 1990s, which included public stonings and limb amputations of alleged criminals. Yeah, some of which took place in front of large crowds in a stadium.
It would show up and cheer. Did you hear what the mullah said?
What?
One of the spokesmen for the Taliban is Mullah Nuruddin Tarabi. He said, everyone criticized us for punishments in the stadium, but we never said anything about their laws and their punishment. No one will tell us what our laws should be. We will follow Islam, we'll make our laws on the Quran. So he's basically saying, we never commented on your punishment. We're sending a picture of what we did. Our punishment is terrible. Our punishment? Yeah, they're weak. Oh, they're weak, yeah.
They're weak. It's, Jack Stone letting everybody out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, sure. I guess this means that, you know, if you're a thief, they cut off your hands. If you're a rapist, they cut off your... Yeah. Is that what they do?
Would you like to see Scott Peterson get the stadium treatment?
The Taliban commander said, the aim of this action is to alert all criminals that they are not safe.
Outstanding design defines the 2011 Porsche Cayenne.
Yeah, but this could be a return.
Rugged and roomy.
And I also heard today...
Let's see what their crime rate is.
Yeah.
Let's compare their crime rate with the LA crime rate area.
They are asking airlines to return flights to come back to the Kabul airport. I don't know how many tourists want to go to Afghanistan right now and haven't too bad.
Because you don't know what the criminal code is either. It could be one of those things where you spit some gum on the sidewalk, and next thing you know, you got an aerial view.
Stylish alloy wheels fitting perfectly inside the fenders.
Didn't you say to go to Afghanistan? No.
System spans both front
No,
and rear
I got
seats.
to take a few pictures and hop back on the plane. I actually tell people I was there.
We went to a lot of places, and several of them I don't ever want to see again, and I don't want to go anywhere. Like, I don't want to see any more poverty and.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's something better.
You didn't want to name them because you don't want to.
No, I don't. It'll start protest movement. But yeah, I got a country.
But we've all been there. There's countries I've been to I know I'm not going back, and there's other countries I know I'll be back.
No, but I mean, there's now a list of countries that I haven't been to and don't want to go to because they're just very similar to the stuff I've seen. And I don't care if there's some palace that's really cool to go look at. I don't want to. There might be too many the COVID around the world too. Too many places where you can pick up some strange virus that your body has no immune system for.
Yeah, there's been a couple of car bombings. It's not like the news is quiet because the Western media has moved on from Afghanistan. Yeah. There's expected to be a tussle in our country. Well, and between the Taliban and these like ISIS K-guys.
And you know who they're going to be hanging? They're going to be hanging the poor Afghans who worked with the U.S. for the last 20 years, and then Biden cruelly left them behind to die, get tortured and die.
There's a story on the show going into one execution going on.
And nobody's going to cover that, and nobody's going to say Biden did it. And can you imagine if you had a conscience, how could you leave all these Afghans behind and knowing that they're going to be hanging from crime or worse? I mean, that will go completely undiscussed.
All right, we got more coming up.
Gentlemen, Mark has news, KFI AM 640.
Well, at least you've decided to listen to KFI.
You're making progress.
BMW X5.
AOSP HD2.
Los Angeles, Orange County.
Luxury crossover
Radio.
This settlement from Jet Remark live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. Lawyers for thousands of people in Port Orleans forced from their homes by a massive leak of natural gas in the Louisville Line have reached a settlement with SoCal Gas and its parent company.
The only way that Sempra or any other utility understands anything is in the pocketbook. And this is about holding them accountable.
Attorney Brian Panish says the $1.8 billion deal will compensate 35,000 people. The leak in Aliso Canyon in 2015 led to the largest known release of methane in U.S. history. Singer R. Kelly has been found guilty in New York in the sex trafficking case against him. Prosecutors argued Kelly ran a criminal enterprise that recruited young women and girls for unwanted sex and mental torment.
Of all the predators that I have pursued, however, Mr. Kelly is the worst.
Attorney Gloria Allred says she represents 3 of the women named in the charges against Kelly and who testified against him. She says Kelly used the power of his celebrity to recruit vulnerable underage girls in order to sexually abuse them. LA County DA George Gascon says he will be tossing out more than 50,000 pot-related convictions.
Gascon says dismissing the convictions means a better future for thousands of disenfranchised people.
I think this will have a tremendous impact for many people that are still to this day are facing so many hurdles.
66,000 marijuana convictions were tossed in the county last year. A bill was passed that directed prosecutors in California to review past pot convictions that are eligible for dismissal. However, the review only covered cases investigated by the state. Gascon's office says further examination of LA County court records found about 58,000 cases that are eligible. Blake Trolley, KFI News.
The DEA says fake pills are causing all kinds of problems in the LA area.
The fake prescription pills that look like common meds actually contain fentanyl and methamphetamine.
In 2019, a third of all drug-caused deaths in our area were caused by fentanyl. In 2020, 1/2 of the deaths were caused by fentanyl.
The agency Phil Bodner says 2021 is on pace to hit 3/4 of all drug-related deaths from fentanyl. Bodner says young people are still the primary consumers of these drugs because they can get them online and through social media. He says you can contact the DEA if you know someone who you suspect died from fake pills. Steve Gregory, KFI News.
A federal appeals panel has lifted an order that blocks the COVID-19 vaccine mandate for teachers in New York. Mayor Bill de Blasio says these confident teachers who want to keep their jobs will roll up their sleeves.
Because we're trying to protect kids, we're trying to protect families, we're trying to protect working people in our schools.
Some teachers argue the mandate is government overreach and violates the Constitution's due process clause. President Biden has gone on national TV to get his COVID-19 booster shot. He says boosters help, but the most important thing to do is get more people vaccinated against COVID.
The vast majority of Americans are doing the right thing. Over 77% of adults have gotten at least one shot. About 22% haven't gotten any shots.
Biden says he will be going to Chicago Wednesday to talk about why more businesses should institute vaccine requirements. We're going to go back to that crash on the 101 in Encino.
101 southbound right there at Haskell Avenue. The left and 2 right lanes are all blocked because of this crash. There were several accidents actually reported at this location, and it's a hard spot. So it is definitely still from the next on the 101 southbound or eastbound, however you want to look at that. KFI in the Sky is sponsored by Injury Attorney, SuperwomanSuperLawyer.com. Mike O'Brien looking at Diamond Bar.
Yeah, more like a diamond in the rough on the 57. 57 northbound just past Grand on the verge with the E60. In the right lane on that one, and that's extra tight out of Orange County now starting at Honor Canyon. Heading to eastbound flowing on the 50, right into Walnut Rolling Heights. Not too bad on that E60 though. Now up ahead, the 60 eastbound will slow from Keel on and off into Ontario. Also a problem now coming up into Orange County, or through Orange County, I should say. A 91 eastbound, just approaching the 55 at Tuxton Avenue. An accident there in the left lane. Very tough for the 57. And a tight squeeze up ahead through Orange County. Anaheim Hills all the way to it's going to be approved. Injured in an accident? Visit SuperwomanSuperLawyer.com. Mike O'Brien, KFI in the Sky. KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Will Kohlschreiber.
Warming up, we'll talk about that next.
Navigating Medicare can simply be overwhelming, which is why I'm suggesting you call AGA Medicare Options. Get educated about all the rules before you make decisions about your Medicare. And believe me, plans change every year, sometimes dramatically. Let me tell you what AGA is offering. Free dinner and an educational Medicare seminar. There'll be no enrollments, there'll be no sales at the seminars, and it's a question of teaching you what's going on. AGA's team of experienced agents will advise you step by step on a plan that fits your unique situation and budget. And as I said, everybody's different. AGA will help you find plans that are accepted by your physicians, cover your medications at the lowest out-of-pocket cost. The free dinner and seminar, and they're all over Southern California. Dial pound 250 on your cell phone and use the keyword My Medicare. Say My Medicare. Pound 250 on the cell and say My Medicare. Or visit AGAMedicareoptions.com, AGAMedicareoptions.com.
Have you or a loved one tested positive for COVID-19 during the past 5 days? Those 18 and over may be eligible to take part in a clinical trial for a possible COVID-19 treatment. There's a clinical trial located nearby, and participation is voluntary. You may stop at any time. Participants will receive study-related care at no cost. To learn more, call 1-855-221-3671.
The KFI Financial Report brought to you by Bay Alarm. The Dow Jones at 71, S&P 500 down 12, NASDAQ 78.
That's
The
right.
price of a gallon of regular gas in California is $4.40.
With a range of commercial fire and security solutions, Bay Alarm can protect it all with just one call.
Southland weather from KFI. Cloudy again tomorrow, then sunny. Highs upper 60s at the beaches, low to mid 70s for Metro LA, 70s for the valleys, low 70s in Inland OC, 75 to 80 in the IE, and even warmer on Wednesday. Right now, 66 in Seal Beach, 69 in Costa Mesa, 68 in North Hollywood, and 64 in Santa Monica. We lead local live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. I'm Deborah Mark.
Johnny Ken Show, John Cobell and Ken Champo, KFI AM 640, live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
Hi, welcome everybody. We got a lot to come this hour. We're going to talk about how some people who don't want the COVID-19 vaccine don't want the COVID-19 vaccine have a reason I have never seen before in the pandemic. Sean will tell you what that is, what the explanation is, coming up a bit later on in the hour. Big news came out the other day concerning charter school enrollment. Now, in case you don't know, charter schools are independent of school districts. So you sort of act as public schools, but that big word there is independent of school district.
Yeah, they get public funded, but
They sign contracts with state or local boards, but
they set their own rules.
They kind of set their own rules. They would be, outside of the purview of Dopey United Teachers Los Angeles. This is why in Sacramento, the powerful California Teachers Union fights these charter schools because they don't want to lose power and control over all the public school students in the state.
Because the charter schools are better. Because
They often are.
Because the teachers union breeds incompetent teachers. Because nobody gets fired. And the teachers union fights any kind of standard for the kids or the teachers to live up to. You have to perform.
We're starting to see a shift. It's not huge, but it is significant. In California for the 2020-21 school year, California charter schools saw a 15,000 children increase in enrollment, and the state's public schools saw a decline of nearly 176,000 students. That was about a 3% drop. The majority of the newly enrolled charter school students, nearly 10,000 of them, identified as Latino or Hispanic. The state-provided data shows there are now 71,000 fewer Latino or Hispanic students enrolled in the public
I am surprised that every parent hasn't clamored to get some kind of choice for their kids and get out of the LA school system. Every single parent. It is so bad. It is so worthless. I mean, it is worthless. We told you the other day that 50% of the kids, at least in the LA school district, are below the minimum proficiency for reading.
Right.
And if you don't teach kids by third grade when they're 8 years old, they will never be proficient readers. Ever. Now, how many kids? A year and a half. Didn't get taught. And then there was a headline, I think today, in the LA Times, that there's still a lot of kids not in school.
Well, apparently the demand for remote learning is strapping the school district's ability to staff it. So,
well, parents shouldn't be allowed to keep their kids home for remote learning. Although at the same time, nothing good's going on inside the classroom anyway in the LA school district. I mean, you're really screwed. But, you know, it's the kids. And then we're going to wonder why, you know, when they're teenagers, hey, how come they have all these social problems? You know, they don't seem to be going to college. You know, look at the wage gap, you know, when they're 30 years old. Like, yeah, well,
This is where it starts.
this is where it matters. This is where it, right now, this minute. If you don't do something this minute, then you're going to see all these terrible statistics in 10, 15, 20 years, and everybody's going to, you know, we've got to do something.
Now, just pass the kids through is usually the option. They said, according to this report, it was mostly remote learning that frustrated parents who decided because charter and private schools were welcoming kids back to the classroom, that's where they sent them. That was a big reason for the increase in enrollment in charter schools in California and a drop in the public school enrollment. But we're losing the war here. Charter school students account for only 13% of California's total public school population. Many other states is as high as 20%. That's because this teachers union is powerful here. Well, they fight this. They fight candidates who push this. They fight organizations that push this. That's really put a lot of them out of their lobbying effort in Sacramento.
Right. And what they do,
presenting this kind of school choice.
the teachers here in LA abuse the kids, and this is child abuse. You know, when you refuse to teach for a year and a half, and after the year and a half you still can't get your act together. I read part of the problem is teacher shortages. I mean, they still don't want to show up. A lot of them quit.
Right.
So now you abuse the kids of poor parents who don't have time to organize and storm a school board meeting and demand a charter school choice. You know, the reason there are charter schools, to the extent we have them, is parents in rebellion. But it's a full-time job to be in open rebellion, right? You gotta have some money. Maybe you're a one-income family, and then one of the parents has time to join the group and organize a revolt and get a charter school designated. I mean, it's a complicated process. It's not easy. Well, most of the immigrant parents, the poor parents here in LA, which is, you know, 80% poor minority kids, but those parents, they don't have the time to do this.
Yeah, they're often disengaged. They also, they don't have the knowledge.
Okay.